Okay. Hi everybody. Back to our Monday night health shop, and glad you could help us watch tonight. Go over some good information. We're talking about chiropractic science tonight. This month in October, we're looking at pain and inflammation. So tonight we're talking about chiropractic science and how that has to relate to that. Watch some really interesting things, really interesting videos going on now, as with all this COVID thing and all the BS and suppression of information going on out there, that a lot of people are really digging into the history of the medical sciences and how much chiropractic has been suppressed over the years when we had information, or there was a lot of homeopaths and there was at one time a lot of homeopathic and even chiropractic hospitals, and what's happened over time is big money got into all that. They found they could make more money with medications and stuff. So that paradigm took over, and we've lost a lot of that information. Now, the information, again, is still here for people that know how to use it, which is what we do at Natural Health. But that's a bit really an interesting history. If you go into, a lot of this comes from Rockefeller and all that, Rockefeller Institute that took over the medical colleges. So that, again, big money-making things there. And you make a big bunch of money, you can spend that on colleges and control the information that goes on there, and you can work on regulatory agencies and things like that. So a lot of that went on. There's some really good videos out there about that. If you want to go to like Brighteon.com and just put in Rockefeller Institute or whatever foundation, you'll find all kind of videos that explain the history, what's happened in this country. So many people are just so brainwashed, they don't even realize there are alternatives to drugs and surgery, and of course there is. So we're talking about some of that tonight, and really why it's really important to understand it, because if you wanted to get into actual health, you have to figure out ways of getting off of medication and getting on actual food that is the fuel of the body, what the body's supposed to deal with, and get the nervous system to work correctly so that it will control the body and help it to heal. So, of course, Dr. Mark, interesting thing going on for me. This month is my 40th anniversary of graduating from chiropractic college. So, and then in March, we're going to have a big get-together here at the office as our 40th year of being in practice. So, looking forward to that. We'll have lots more information about that as time goes on. So, this is a picture of the autonomic nervous system, which many people don't even realize we have. Many people know about the nervous system that controls your muscle that runs through the spine. But this is the autonomic nervous system, which is another subset of the central nervous system that controls how the organs and glands work. And basically, the nerves of the body control all the cells of the body, either directly or indirectly, through the nervous system or the endocrine system that the nervous system controls. So that's how chiropractic can affect anything in the body. Now, many people know about chiropractors that can help neck and back pain, and talk about go get their neck cracked and things like that. Well, that's really, really basic information there of what chiropractic can do, getting the nervous system to work correctly and helping the body to, again, heal itself. So as I'm going to talk more about the nutrition environmental side, Dr. Chip will talk more about the nervous system side exactly. But what you have to realize is what causes a subluxation, what causes the vertebra of the spine to misalign to the point that it does cause nerve irritation, nerve impingement, and so then these organs and things don't work right. So there's reasons for that. So chiropractic, it really is, your body is under the control of the brain and nervous system as long as you are alive. Your brain is protected by the skull, and your spinal cord protected by the spinal column. So again, that's the bony parts of the spine that protect the nervous system, and the reason then the body has went to such great lengths for that is that the nervous system is so important. Now, if you want to get into any kind of development, as the body, as we went more on all fours, that's kind of how a lot of the spine was set up for when we went upright. That gave us lots of advantages in other ways, but it did make the spine kind of have to work differently, and some of the gravitational forces work against us sometimes with that. So your spinal bones move out of normal misalignment or normal alignment and interrupt your normal nerve flow, just like, as kind of a simplified explanation, as when you have a garden hose and something gets on the garden hose and stops it, and stops the flow of the water. That's kind of what subluxation or a misalignment or an impingement really goes on to there, what that really is. Disruption of normal nerve flow is referred to as a vertebral subluxation. So vertebral subluxation has four components to it. It has basically what starts it is a problem with the ligaments. Ligaments are not able to hold the correct alignment, so the vertebra misalign. That causes a lack of motion in that motor unit. That then again affects how the bone is working, and then the nerve then is impinged either by inflammation of the disc itself, as the disc starts to flatten because of the lack of motion and the hydration of the disc, pressure on the nerve, or the joint itself that's hung up starts to inflame, and that puts pressure on the nerve, and that causes this problem of subluxation or impingement. And so you're affecting the ligaments, and then what happens after that, as the nerve is impinged, the body knows that, it takes the muscles and spasms them, so it just stops everything and helps to protect that area so you don't damage it anymore. So you have the ligament problem, which, like a sprained ankle, takes some time to heal. People think they can go get their neck cracked and it's good forever. That's not how it works. It has to do with ligaments have to heal. And again, the disc is a big ligament. So if you don't get that working correctly, it sometimes will work into a herniation, rupture, then it becomes a surgical issue. But that means you've had 20 years of problems before that. You have bone involvement, you have the nerve impingement, and you have the muscle spasm. So four things are involved in a subluxation that causes a nerve impingement. Vital to know that subluxations can be silent, causing problems long before symptoms occur. And again, just like that, the nerve can be impinged a little bit, and then eventually as things get worse and worse and worse and worse, especially if there's any kind of calcification, any kind of arthritis in that area, it just becomes worse and worse. And then our goal as chiropractors is to find the subluxation, and by performing a spinal adjustment, facilitate the return of normal nerve supply. So, and that sounds all real easy and real simple, but it's not. Again, because the ligaments are involved. If it's been there for a long time, people, you know how many tons of aspirin and pain reliever people take every year? That's why we have the opioid epidemic, because of so much pain and problems. People just cover all this stuff up. And you keep covering up and covering it up, and if you've covered up a subluxation, you just keep working the same area over and over and over, you're going to cause a lot of arthritis, a lot of osteoarthritis. That's where all this stuff comes from in the spine. The discs that fail, it comes from being covered up for so long with pain medications and things like that, that just wreak havoc in the body. And if the medical system was actually working correctly, they would have everybody going to chiropractors on a normal, usual basis, just to help handle all the stresses we're under and to make sure that their spines are clear, that they don't have problems. But they want to wait till they have such bad problems, you have to have surgery. And that's kind of where we're at with a lot of things in the medical system right now, even like this COVID business, where they want you to just let the things go, just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and eventually you can come to the hospital and put you on a ventilator. I mean, that's just what the treatment is right now, and it's a really travesty, and hopefully people start to see this more and more and more, start to spend more time and energy on being healthy and not on treatment, which is what we do at Natural Health, work on the cause of the problem, prevention. So normal nerve supply results in a greater expression of life for you, and because the body's then able, with normal nerve supply, to heal itself, to function correctly, to heal itself. So it's just a very important thing. Now, a part that I want to go over is, we know people have the problem with the, like if you fall down the steps and throw something out of place, or in a car accident have whiplash, that's a trauma. But the other side of the main reasons that most people have subluxations is because of the environment. It's because of the stresses you're under, the overwork spasms people get, because of the chemical toxicity that's in the muscles that make them spasm and pull things out of place or irritate the joints in these vertebra in there. There's 4 joints, actually 6 joints per vertebra if you count the discs. So there's a lot of moving parts in the spine, and that's why you can move. Of course, that's good, but then all those parts can go bad too. And so it's just really important to realize that if you can get rid of the environmental factors and then get yourself adjusted, so that's why things will stay put better. Now, a complaint I've had in here for years is, I have to keep coming back all the time. Well, are you taking care of yourself? Are you just coming in to get pain relief and then go back out and just tear yourself up and then come back in with pain? So I mean, it's a thing where depending on what you're after, are you trying to be healthy, or are you just trying to be out of pain, or using chiropractic as a pain reliever? And unfortunately, over time, our chiropractic profession has allowed itself to get into the insurance industry, which has treated us as a pain reliever. And years gone by, when chiropractic first started, we worked on everything. People came to chiropractors with polio and all kinds of stuff, and got great results with that. But that we kind of fell into a trap there when we thought we could be in the insurance, with the insurance industry, and that's probably was probably a bad idea for health. So anyway, just things that we've learned over time too. Everybody makes mistakes. So anyway, that's some good information. I hope helps you to realize that chiropractic is here.
Or it could be a organ that's not getting sufficient, you'd say, nerve supply to that. And when that happens, again, a decrease in energy or nerve flow is an actual, what can cause or may cause a dis-ease or some kind of issue in the body. So that's kind of how that works in general here. And that's, again, an explanation of why adjustments can be important there too, to help align the spine right so that we have good nerve flow, blood flow, and that we're able to actually promote good health there. So we'll go ahead and kind of keep going here. So we can hold that thing. Okay. So again, now we're gonna talk about a little bit different things here too. So like we said, there is that the nerve flow is very important. That's kind of what the chiropractic profession kind of deals with there too. Is as we get proper nerve flow to different areas, then those areas are able to perform better. And then circulation there too. If we get the spine segments working well, the blood is able to get to where it needs to go, and that is able to help it properly perform there too. But why I put physiologic changes here is because chiropractic is able to influence the brain or the nervous system in a way because it helps to, or based on adjusting the spine. And so when we're able to help the spinal cord realign or be in good proper order, then the brain is actually getting the signal or the right input there. And so physiologic changes, you can kind of think about this as more of when you're thinking of a certain speech you have to give or being nervous for something, you know is that there are certain things in your body that you can feel that causes different things. So for instance, when we have thoughts about speech or we have to say something or different things like that, that thought or that input from the nervous system goes into the body and it stimulates the glands to where then it actually promotes the glands to produce chemicals, which again gets into the circulation of the blood, and again that helps the body to communicate and interact in a way to help the body be prepared or ready for that certain circumstance or that certain situation. So again, a speech is kind of one of those things where you kind of are gearing the body up to give a speech to people. It can be the same way as if you're getting, you would say back then, chased by a tiger. You want to be able to run or hide, and that is a good, say the adrenaline kind of pumping through there, kind of with the thought of the tiger, and then the stimulation of the glands, promoting adrenals to, you would say, produce, epinephrine, all that cortisol and all that to actually help the body to get into that state where it's able to do what it needs to survive or to do what it needs to get away there too. And so again, that's just kind of one little thing that can help that too. So I'm kind of getting a little cut off here. But then again, there's two different states of our nervous system, and it's that one is more of that sympathetic state. We kind of just talked about that. It's more of our fight or flight system. And again, it's not set in stone, these different states. It's more that we want to keep them in balance and check. And so again, that fight or flight system is the sympathetic here. And then the parasympathetic is more of our rest and digest. And so our bodies need to be able to get back to these balances to where in a certain situation that we need that more of that adrenaline, all that sympathetic state, then our body's able to get to that state. And then when we're able to, you would say, rest or digest things, our body needs to be able to get to that state. So it's kind of more of that adaptability. And when that spine, or when the spine is off, the nervous system is not working properly, then that can cause an issue, and the brain is not sending the right signals to the body, or the body is not putting the right input to the brain. the nervous system is about perceiving what's in our environment. And if it cannot do that properly, it thinks that there's always a threat in our environment. And that's why chiropractic care has been known for helping people with certain issues such as like anxiety or depression or anything like that, because it's helping the body to actually see or perceive the environment more correctly. So we'll go ahead and move kind of a little bit more here. Now this is a little interesting input. This is actually a medical doctor here. His name is Robert Becker. Gary Selden is another author of this book called The Body Electric. And what they found out is that the body is like an electrical machine, you would say. And that why that's important is that as chiropractors, we work with the nervous system in general, and the nervous system is you would say the electrical input and output of the body. And so again, why we're saying this is that they have explained that the body is again like an electrical machine, and that when our nervous system is balanced, then you would say the machine or our bodies are able to perform better. And so just like anything, you would say, I think the next picture here is like a cell phone here. If we don't have, the battery fully charged, if we have to put it in a low power mode or anything like that, the systems are actually sacrificing energy to where it'll only do what it needs to survive or to keep going. So again, that's kind of what we get back to, you would say the body is that if it's not balanced in a way, if it's not being able to get enough energy and input and everything there too, then it's not able to perform all its functions properly. And again, the kind of the two sides of the coin is that disease is kind of more of the mindset of there are bugs or anything out there that's kind of coming into us or kind of attacking us, and that's why we're breaking down. The dis-ease, kind of the other side of the coin, is that our bodies are not able to get enough energy or not able to adapt to its environment, so then our bodies are actually breaking down. And so when again, chiropractic of course is more of making sure to balance the body out to where it's actually able to have the right input and output of the nervous system to where now it's got the good energy for adapting to its environment and promoting health. So, and then I put communication here. And again, just our bodies are very similar to other things here. Just like when we communicate with other people, again, that is, of course, very important in any relationships that we have. If we're not able to communicate properly, then we're not able to get the right, information needed to support one another. You would say is that, I put a phone here, but you can either talk to people or you could talk to many people around the world. And you could say like the internet and all that stuff too. Again, another form of communication, which has helped everyone in general be able to communicate well to where it kind of progresses humanity in a way. So our bodies are very similar to that, and where if the brain and body are well connected, if we're able to get the right signals back and forth, if the brain, kind of the conductor, the coordinator of everything, or the nervous system you would say, is able to tell the cells what to do, and the cells are able to give the right, you'd say, back the right input of what the brain can see, then again, the communication is there, and it allows our bodies to have good order there too. And so again, just other ways of seeing it to where our bodies are actually very powerful and very, you'd say, adaptable to everything else out there. We just kind of have to know that for ourselves there too. So again, that is, I guess, it for it today or tonight there. Again, I hope you learned a little bit something there, got a little different perspective of chiropractic. Again, what Dr. Mark explained there too, is that just being able to help the body be balanced in a certain way, in a certain state, helps our health, our well-being, and helps us to actually be able to give everything that we need. And it helps us to actually be able to know that we are much more capable of health than we know, that we've been told, you would say. And so you can always follow us on different social media platforms. And again, we're always trying to help you with different information, different things there too. Our office, of course, is able to give you more information on helping you to have better health, of course. You can follow us on Natural Health Quincy IL at Facebook, Instagram, Parler, Brighteon, BitChute, YouTube, and another one, it's slipping my mind again. We're located at 2000 Jefferson Street in Quincy, Illinois. Thank you. Rumble is the other one here. The number is 217-228-2040. You can also follow Dr. Mark on Gab here. And then subscribing to our email list helps to give you more information about different things that you can do, little insights and little tips and tricks there too. So again, thank you so much for watching. We'll keep posting these more and more, and have a great rest of the night. Thanks.
Okay, work well.